Killer into it again with the back-to-back games. We've got Newcastle at Cougar Park this week for the last home game of the season.
Yeah, obviously with Adam Ryder's announcement in the week about his retirement, it puts a more prestige on the game, even more so. Obviously we want to honour the day and the Armed Forces Day, but obviously with Adam, being such a good servant to Keith in his two spells, we want to make sure, there's a performance that we can be proud of and he can be proud of as well in his last game at Cougar Park.
Yeah, he started his professional career here at Keith and he's ended it here as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, always someone that I've wanted to work with. I signed him at Hunslet and I was really happy obviously when I came back here and he was in place, really professional, vigilant in his preparation each week. Anytime he's had injuries, he's always come back early just because he rehabs and does all the right things, and been a really good player at this level, and I wish they were all like him in the way he approaches things. So I think it'd be great if we can give him a good send off from here. Obviously still got 2 away games to come, but as you said before, last home game at Cougar Park, so he probably won't be the only one who's playing his last game at Cougar Park this weekend, when we have the fallout of the recruitment and retention. So let's have a really good crowd on the weekend and give the 2025 team a good send off.
We've also let Harry Bowes go to Sheffield this week. Just explain some thinking behind that.
Yeah, so Harry's agent came to him in the week, and Sheffield had approached him through his agent, and there was an opportunity to go out there on loan. So me and Harry had a good chat about it. He loves playing here and the playing group, but we have had discussions throughout the year about the travel and he's doing 2 hours travel here, and sometimes he doesn't always feel like 100% once a year to train and go back, and it's just a bit nearer to home, and it's a championship experience. And just because he hasn't played much football this year with a couple of injuries and the way our schedule has been, we've got 3 games left where he could probably get 2 months of football in there. Obviously he's played at 13 the last couple of weeks and done really well for us, and it's something that's really impressed us. So it was a tough decision to make, but put the player first, asked the player what he wanted to do, and he wanted to just go and have that crack and play in the championship again, and with that less travel. And like I say, if we were up there and there was a playoffs, on the horizon, it would have been a total no. But from a football perspective, for him, it will help develop him. And we've not wrote him off, returning to the club next season. So we'll just see how that month plays out, or 2 months, and then we'll make a decision on whether we're going to offer him a deal. And Sheffield will probably do the same as well.
You've got sort of a bit of a luxury at the hooker and loose forward position, and Aaron Brown's still yet to come back into the mix as well. He covers both positions, so it seems a sensible option.
Yeah, it does, and we want to give some boys opportunities in the next 3 games as well. The suppose outside looking in, people think, throw everyone in for the Newcastle game, but that's not always best case scenario. Bobby played the other week. You've got Ollie Whitford, Will McCardle and Max Lambone as well. So we want to try and get those boys in before the end of the season. So not necessarily this week, but there's another 2 games. So with Bowlesy going, like you say, that gives up opportunities for other players. And also, like you say, Browning should be back for the Midlands game. Greeny plays really well at 13. Ollie Burton and Flank could both do a spell there. DP could play there. So we are pretty blessed in those positions, and yeah, sort of like I say, it's a bit of a no-brainer really for Harry in terms of less travel, and for us, we're well blessed in those positions as well.
Just looking back to last week's game up at Workington, have you had any further thoughts on that game overall?
It was tough to watch back because of how dominant we were second half, and I thought we were coming really strong at the end, and a couple of them calls that we spoke about post game probably went against us, and were the wrong calls as well, and that could have changed the momentum. But we can't give teams a 19-0 lead, and we had enough ball in the first half. Workington gave us a lot of invites, and we didn't punish them for that. But I do feel that the team are going in the right direction. We are running out of time a little bit this season, but it will carry over. You know, we will recruit and we will retain players, and you know, we've already done, you know, some of that retention, so it's not going to go lost on those boys who are already here. And we want to finish the season off, you know, and respect the 3 games that we've got. You know, every 2 points is important, so hopefully there'll be lots of learns from last week, you know, going into this last block of games.
And previewing Newcastle this week, there's a couple in their squad from York Knights. You had a look at their 21-man. Is there anything in there that worries you or adds to them, or how do you feel about that?
They are improving, you know, and you know the bulk of that squad are very resilient and showing a lot of character. And yeah, they have been boosted this week. Bailey Antrobus, Gannon's in there from York, Ward's in there from York, and they picked a couple of lads up from Cass. So hard to preview because their 21 does vary week to week. So it's more doubling down on us, making sure we're at the best we can be. We respect every opposition, we respect every game and every 2 points. So it's really important that we're at our best, and yeah, they will be boosted by those additions, like say 3 from York, 2 from Cass, and their players are improving. I think they've had a bit of a change in some of the coaching structure with Chris Foreman doing a bit more with York and Graham Stedman going in there. So they seem to be scoring a few more points, and even the Dewsbury game last week blew out a bit, but they played some good football in patches. So we won't take them lightly. But you know, if we get our game on, our best game, we should be confident of picking up the 2 points.
And did you just focus on closing the home season on a high, really, not too much the scoreboard or the opposition, just closing this home season down as with a win?
Yeah, definitely just doing our job and earning the right to play. I think we've been playing some good football last few weeks. I think the spine's been settled with the nines and the half backs, and obviously Connor, our outside backs as well. And you know, Beefy's coming up with tries every week, and Matty's, you know, added a lot to the team. You know, and both sides, sort of both edges got some points last week, and we went up the middle. So I think we are playing some good stuff. We earned the right to do that on the weekend, and you know, next job mentality really. But yeah, we're focused on finishing the home campaign with a win and a good performance.
And it's sort of vital for the IMG grading that we get a good crowd down. We're obviously got the Air Cadets and the Sea Cadets down from Keighley. The lads will wear a special shirt. It's all there to be done, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a great day really. Rugby league. There's a couple of kids games on before, and you know, parents and kids travelling for the games. You know, pre-game we've got, like you said, like you alluded to there, with the armed service stuff coming on, and the youngsters doing all that stuff, and it's like I say, it's Riders' last game, so there's loads of reasons to come down on Sunday and support the boys. And you know, the support's been brilliant all year. It's been a tough year for the supporters, probably, you know, a tough, you know, couple of years, and hopefully we can, you know, see some green shoots and some promise on, you know, over the horizon. There might be a new structure next year to look forward to as well, which has sort of come out in the press this week. So it could be the last ever League One game at Cougar Park as well. So make sure you're there.
Thank you.